Well, fans continue keeping up with the Kardashians, this time with Kim K's oldest daughter spilling some personal tea about herself.
That's just a little girl not knowing what the is going on while comedians is making jokes, and they don't know that she's dyslexic and they got her in a corner at the school. They don't know that.
Hey, it's me, Kanye West. Hey, it's me, North West.
Y'all, let's get into it. Kanye West is trending again, and no, it's not because of a new album, new fashion drop, or even another MAGA rant. This time, it's personal, real personal. Ye just did something that got even his fans looking sideways. He went live and spilled deeply private details about his daughter, North West. And what came out his mouth? Absolutely wild. On that short-lived stream, Ye casually told the world that 12-year-old North suffers from dyslexia and has digestive issues. Like what? This ain't a medical panel or a parent-teacher conference, bro. This is a global live stream. The moment spread like wildfire online. Clips circulated faster than Ye's old graduation beats, and people weren't just shocked, they were pissed. Folks called it a straight-up violation of North's privacy. A father's job is to protect, not project. And what Ye did was the complete opposite. Now let's not act like North hasn't spoken about her dyslexia before. She did, but the way it happened, that's key. During an Instagram live, North mentioned it herself, but her mom, Kim Kardashian, shut that down quick. She told her, "You're saying too much."
Even our family, it's like very female dominated. Yeah, let's do it. A girl's pick, or like a girl's trip. I really wanted a male account that was going to be picking them up and taking them just. Wait, how scared out of my mind. I'll do it. How do you spell that? Guys, I have dyslexia. Do you even know what that is? This is her? Yeah. So nice to him.
Dorothy, you are sure spilling the tea on here. Okay?
Now if Kim, queen of oversharing, is telling her daughter to stop spilling tea, that should have been Ye's cue to stay quiet too. But instead, Ye doubled down and blasted even more on the live stream.
And this is a Ye oversharing, but having problems with her bowel movements and that shit. Because on TV talking, bro.
This wasn't random. This was part of a long, messy timeline of Ye trying to wrestle back control over his kids. Just days before this stream mess, Kanye filed a cease and desist letter against Kim. According to legal docs filed, he accused her of custody violations, exploiting North for social media, and neglecting their daughter during the Met Gala. In the letter, Kanye's legal team, led by Kathy Johnson, claimed Kim abandoned North in a car during the Met Gala. While Kim strutted the carpet, North was allegedly left alone outside, and Ye wasn't having it. But instead of letting the courts handle it, Kanye did what Kanye always does. He ran to the internet. So you'd think if Ye was serious about protecting his child's well-being, he'd keep things private, right? Nope. Within days of filing that legal document, he hops on live and tells the world about North's learning disorder and medical problems. It's giving hypocrisy. He accuses Kim of exposing North for clout, but turns around and does the exact same thing, only this time to millions of followers on a live stream. And just when you think Ye might stop digging the hole, he goes deeper. Remember, not so long ago, Kanye revealed he regrets having children with Kim Kardashian and should have had kids with Paris Hilton instead. He said, Kim was just an assistant. Paris had vision.
When, Kim was Paris Hilton's assistant, I should have had babies with Paris Hilton over Kim Kardashian. You guys say, could you imagine if I had kids with Paris Hilton?
The disrespect wasn't subtle, it was a full-on swing. Paris Hilton, by the way, has said nothing, but social media, it ate that up. He compared Kim to a nanny whose only power is to take his kids. He said he gave his legacy to someone he didn't trust, and that now his kids are being used against him.
And you have a kid with a nanny, the nanny only power is to take your kids. So Kim's only power is to take my kids. I had a baby with an assistant, bro.
Meanwhile, DJ Academics, one of Ye's biggest defenders, chimed in. He went full preacher mode during a live stream and accused Kim and Kris Jenner of demonic behavior and controlling black children for profit.
K and motherfucking Kris Jenner, man, I rebuke y'all in the name of Jesus. Allow my man Kanye West, now known as Ye, to raise his black children.
That clip alone got millions of views. and Ye reposted it proudly, using it as proof that he's being oppressed and stripped of his parental rights. But what Act didn't mention, Kanye allegedly invited the Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan, to his house while North was visiting. And y'all know the Tates got their own serious accusations. According to reports, once Kim heard who was coming, she sent security to retrieve North immediately. That right there might have triggered an emergency family hearing. The Kardashians weren't just mad, they were terrified. It's one thing to talk trash online. It's another to bring known predators around your child. And then there's the TikTok video that set Ye off. North appeared in a TikTok clip lip-syncing a song featuring FKA Twigs. Kanye claimed this was another example of Kim sexualizing their daughter. He even used the word sex trafficking. Serious allegations, right? Problem is, Ye didn't back them up with any proof. He's been using inflammatory language in court and online with zero legal traction. Still, his fan base eats it up like gospel. People close to Kim say the TikTok was harmless, just a kid vibing to music. But Ye saw it as exploitation. If you thought the live stream drama was the end, it wasn't even the peak. Just days before the stream, Kanye dropped a song called Heil Hitler. That's not a joke. That's the actual title. The internet blew up. Music platforms yanked it. Jewish groups condemned it. And Piers Morgan, he invited Ye on his show and tried to confront him. But Kanye stormed out mid-interview and left Sneeko to do damage control.
You know, you implied I haven't played your music. Of course I played your music.
No, sir. This is what you get for now. We can circle back when you can count.
And Kanye's reply?
I watch what you put out on X. You got 32 million followers, so you're one of the most followed people.
See, wait. Now look right now. You're not gonna take inches off my bro.
The man just dropped a song praising Hitler and thinks It's All Love covers it. Kim's legal team allegedly responded to the stream immediately. While they didn't make a public statement, our undisclosed sources confirmed that a second cease and desist letter was being prepared. Sources close to Kim say she might even pursue a gag order to legally block Kanye from talking about their children in public. And honestly, she might win. Kanye's own custody rights could be in jeopardy now. California law prioritizes the child's best interest, and exposing your daughter's medical condition to millions, that's not it. Let's not forget, Kim and Ye signed a joint custody agreement back in 2022. As part of their divorce settlement, both parents were required to consult each other on all decisions involving their 4 kids: North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. Legal insiders say Kanye may have violated that agreement by sharing medical information without Kim's consent. If Kim's team proves that in court, she could ask for sole legal custody over certain areas like health and education. And the money? Kanye still pays Kim $200,000 a month in child support. If custody changes, financial obligations could shift too. Now here's something deeper to think about. Kanye's been open about his bipolar diagnosis for years, but with that comes increased public scrutiny. Some fans and mental health experts warned that this live stream may have been part of a manic episode. Through all this, North hasn't said a word. No TikTok posts, no IG lives, nothing. And that's the saddest part. A 12-year-old girl caught in the middle of an internet firestorm she didn't ask for. Insiders say cameras were rolling when Kim got word of Kanye's stream. Whether or not it ends up on the Kardashians, we don't know, but trust, Kim's PR machine is working overtime. She's expected to drop a statement soon, and word is, her legal team is prepping a formal custody petition to modify visitation and block public commentary moving forward. That includes possibly asking the judge to order Kanye off social media when it concerns their children. Let's be real, this ain't the first time Kanye's gone viral for saying something wild. But this time, it's different. Because now, it's not about politics, music, or fashion. It's about his child. And dragging a 12-year-old into the public arena like this isn't just messy, it's dangerous. There's a long history of celebrity kids being harmed by public exposure. Just look at Britney Spears' sons, Michael Jackson's children, or even Blue Ivy Carter. When children are raised in the spotlight without boundaries, the trauma sticks. And now, North West is entering that same risky lane. If Ye continues posting about North, Kim could seek an emergency court order. According to California family law, courts can issue temporary restraining orders to stop harmful behavior that affects a minor's emotional well-being. If granted, this could legally prohibit Ye from mentioning his kids in any public capacity, including interviews, songs, or social media. Some legal analysts also speculate Kim's team might request a child advocate to be assigned by the court. That's someone who solely represents North's interests and ensures she has a voice independent of both parents. If that happens, Ye's public rants could be documented and submitted to the judge in future custody hearings. Screenshots, video clips, and online reactions would all become evidence. Let's talk about North for a second. She's the most public-facing of all the Kardashian kids. With millions of followers on TikTok, she's already a fashion influencer, content creator, and mini celebrity. But with that fame comes pressure. Imagine being 12 and watching adults online debate your medical history, your family trauma, your learning disorder. North's classmates probably saw the clip, her teachers, her friends' parents. Psychologists warn that this level of exposure can lead to identity issues, trust problems, and even developmental delays in children who feel exploited or unsafe. Let's also not forget mental illness runs deep here. Ye's bipolar disorder is well known, and it's quite possible some of that gets passed down genetically. That's why protecting North's peace should be the priority, not throwing her into public chaos for clout or custody points. This ain't about clout anymore. It's about damage control. And from what we've seen, neither parent seems fully equipped to shield North from what's coming. Now let's zoom out a bit. Some of Ye's supporters are saying this whole thing is about black fatherhood and how society often paints black dads as either absent or dangerous. This ain't a new conversation. From Will Smith to Tyrese to Dwayne Wade, we've seen black men fight for custody or respect as parents. And Ye is clearly trying to insert himself into that narrative. But here's the catch. Standing up for black fatherhood doesn't mean you get to trample your daughter's privacy. Accountability and advocacy can coexist. At one point, people rooted for Kanye. They saw him as a genius fighting through pain, a flawed icon misunderstood by the world. But now, even his supporters are exhausted. After years of wild interviews, MAGA hats, anti-Semitic comments, and shock lyrics, the public has compassion fatigue. They don't see Ye as a rebel, they see him as reckless. And this latest scandal with North has pushed many over the edge. Even some of Ye's inner circle have gone quiet. No tweets from Sci High, no statements from Pusha T, no posts from his new wife Bianca Censori, who's been riding shotgun during his controversies. And when your own team starts ghosting you, that says a lot. Behind the scenes, industry insiders are saying Ye is becoming more isolated. Fashion houses aren't calling. Streaming platforms are hesitant to host his new music. Brands that once aligned with his creative vision are walking away quietly. Spotify reportedly flagged his latest single, Heil Hitler, and removed it from curated playlists. Twitch did ban his account. Ye's becoming radioactive, and now that he's involving his children, even die-hard collaborators are backing off. Here's the question that no one's sure how to answer. Can Ye come back from this? Some say yes, but only if he steps away from the spotlight, gets professional help, and issues a genuine apology. Others say the damage is done, especially when children are involved. But knowing Ye, going quiet ain't in the cards. He thrives on chaos. He sees backlash as promotion. So if history tells us anything, he'll probably double down before he backs off. Let's not act like Kim's just sitting back sipping tea. Her legal team is already in motion. She's reportedly gathering evidence from Ye's posts, past behavior, and parenting choices. If Kim petitions for primary legal custody, she could argue that Ye's behavior is erratic, unsafe, and emotionally damaging to their children. If successful, she'd have more control over the kids' schooling, healthcare, and public image. Our inside sources are reporting that. Kim is furious, not just for herself, but for North. She feels like her daughter's trust has been broken, and if public sympathy swings in her favor, the court of public opinion could influence the court of law. One thing we haven't seen yet is North speaking out, and that's intentional. Kim's trying to keep her shielded, but what happens when North gets older and starts telling her own side of the story? Imagine North writing a memoir at 18, or doing an interview about how she felt during this whole ordeal. Because you know it's coming, and when it does, it might shake the industry harder than her parents ever did. Let this whole situation serve as a warning. Fame and family don't mix well. When you treat your child's life like a storyline, there are consequences. Emotional ones, legal ones, cultural ones. We need to have real conversations about digital parenting, co-parenting in the public eye, and protecting minors from media weaponization. Northwest didn't ask to be a trending topic. She didn't ask to be a brand. She didn't ask to be a pawn. And if the adults in her life won't step up, then maybe it's up to us, the viewers, the fans, the culture, to demand better. Y'all already know this ain't the end. More updates are coming. Court dates, statements, possibly more streams. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and smash that like if you believe children should be off limits.